Welcome to Twin Springs Garage. Tonight we're going to be working on a log splitter repair. This is a Huskee 22-ton log splitter. I've had it for, 12 years. I split a fair amount of wood, not a ton, but it's got some use, and I was using it 3 days ago, and everything was working good. And then the engine started making a horrendous sound, and I thought it was going to blow up, so I shut it off and checked the oil. Everything looked good, fired it up again, and it just sounded awful. But the cylinder kept working, and so I tried splitting another log with it, and then it just stopped. And then the engine actually started to sound better, but the cylinder wouldn't move. So of course I stopped what I was doing, kind of investigate what was going on, and there's a joint between the engine sits here on this metal platform, both these three holes, but this shaft here hangs down in through there and sets over top of the shaft from the hydraulic pump. The hydraulic pump is situated under here, and there's a joint that kind of connects those two. That thing was wore out, and I will show you that joint. So I got the new joint and the old joint. I mean, obviously, these pieces are the old one, but the teeth on this upper one were just all ground off, and I'm shocked to see it. Like, how did that happen? And the other one, you can kind of tell, has been kind of chewing at it. And this is what it looks like when they're new, like that. And then there's actually 3 more rubber pieces on there. And this was pretty easy to find. The company on here is Lovejoy. So I just did some quick internet searches, found it on eBay. I think these things were like, I don't remember exactly, like 45 bucks or something. So I'm gonna put this on and see if that, fixes my issue. I'm not sure what these things are called, but it looks to be, some kind of, almost like a universal joint. So that way, you have the shaft here from the engine sticking down, and then the shaft from the bottom side of the pump. And maybe this is designed so you don't have to have those two shafts aligned perfectly. It can kind of be a little bit off center, but yet, the engine drives that pump, and there's no chatter, no vibration or anything like that. So that's what I'm assuming this thing is for. But like I said, I don't have the faintest idea what this thing's called. But what's nice about it, especially on the old ones too, they're clearly stamped. Right there, that's 7/8 the inside diameter of the hole, and this one here is 0.5 of an inch, and they both are L075. So they're easy to find. So this should be a fairly simple fix. But I figured, I'd show this in case anybody else is running into this issue, because this is that's a very popular log splitter. I bought this from Tractor Supply like 12 years ago, and I'm sure there's tens of thousands of these things out there. So I'm going to put it together and see if that takes care of the problem. One of the problems I'm having here is there is a little bit of difference between this little rubber, I'm going to call it a shock absorber, between the teeth gears. Is this one's got a big old hole in it, and this one doesn't. So when I just used this big one here and there like that and put the motor on top, I was at least a ½ inch away from my motor hitting this plate. So what I'm going to have to do is put a ½ inch hole in there so I can slide this bottom piece down further on that shaft. The other one here, this shaft I have lined up exactly with the wear mark from the old one. So I'm just going to do that to the bottom one here. Okay, I drilled my hole, and I was able to get that down there about another ½ inch. So I'm going to put it all back together and see if I can get the motor to line up this time. Okay, I got it all put back together. I'm going to fire it up here, see if that fixed my problem. And it would be handy, you know, when I took this motor off, I had my son helping me up above here, holding the nuts, and I crawl underneath to get the bolts. So putting it back together, he's not here tonight, it's just me. It took a lot longer than it should have, but I was able to get it, but an extra hand sure is helpful. Let's see if we can get a fire. It's going to get a little noisy in here. Obviously, I got some oil that drained down an exhaust when I had the motor sitting up here on its side. There's some motor or some oil all over it. It's a little smoky in here, but that seemed to do it. So we're going to crawl under there and look at that joint and see how it looks. Yeah, I definitely had some oil in the exhaust. It's hard to see there, but dripping down the frame there. It wasn't a floor, but I cleaned that up. So next time I go to run it, there's probably still going to be some oil I got to get out of there. But I got most of the smoke cleared out of here. So let's get under here and see. Kind of give you guys what it looks like. So yeah, forgive me here. I got to really get under here. So that's kind of the best I can do there to show you what it looks like all together. You can see that top shaft coming out of the bottom of the engine. And I can't quite get the correct angle to, yeah, it's just too close. Coming off the hydraulic pump. So what I did, you know, you saw how I put that bottom piece down low on the pump, then I had it all back together. And once I had the motor bolted on, I came up in here and I took a little screwdriver here and I pried up on the bottom one to get these teeth closer, not touching, but closer, about I don't know, somewhere between a 32nd and 16th away. Then I tightened it up so they're not rubbing. And I guess that's all there is to it. It seemed to work. So if you all run into that problem, doesn't seem to be too difficult to fix. So if you got any questions or comments, let me know. Thanks.